The whole system overall is based on free will. And if you voluntarily give up your free will, they can take your soul. Does that sound far-fetched? I don't really think so. Because look at what's happened recently after people's choices were eliminated. After people who had things to say were no longer allowed to say them. That limits our choices and therefore limits our free will. Making us collectively all just a little bit weaker. Because we don't have information available to make our own choices and are at the mercy of somebody else because of it. Well, how do you like your steak? Or does it make any difference to you at all how it's prepared? When we give away our choices, we give away free will. And somebody else gets to determine how we consume things in our daily lives. And something about that just seems wrong to me. How about you? Do you bake cookies like everyone else does? Or do you put your own flair on the recipe? Do you make a pizza according to the directions on the package when there are other ways to cook it where it tastes a hell of a lot better? This is what happens when you stick to the narrative provided, especially when someone else has control of that narrative for their own means and ends. We give up our choices, and that means we give up our creativity. And if we give up our free will, we give up our creativity. And how can that not be at the very least bad for one's soul? There are those that believe it's how we look physically that brings us closer to our Creator. I would submit that it has more with our ability to create and have free will that brings us closer to our Creator. And if we're willing to stand idly by while other people are silenced and abused, we must be on the wrong side. So maybe we should be a little bit more vigilant with our creativity and our free will when it's threatened. Because it would appear that it's connected to our souls. And things aren't exactly the way that we've been told. So it might be best to protect what we have while we have it. Because it would also appear that someone else wants control of our creativity and our free will. We just might want to do everything we can to make sure all the holes are filled up, that all the gaps are filled. So whatever problem it was we were fighting before takes that much longer to come back and bite us in the ass again. So there's my 2 cents on the subject. Is free will connected to your soul? Is creativity what puts us in the image of our Creator? It certainly would appear that way. And I am not, for one, prepared to overlook it and let somebody else come along and make choices that we should be able to make ourselves. Be made by someone else that might not necessarily have our best interests at heart. See you next time.